Hello, hello, my planner friends. Long time no talk. I know, I know. My only excuse is that I've been kind of all over the place in terms of planning and didn't really know what content to show you. And I'm sure we can all agree that planning during this time has been kind of difficult. And that's exactly what this video is about. I want to give some advice and really just rant about planning during quarantine and just let you know my plans because I actually have heard a lot of people saying that they haven't been wanting to reach for their planners during this time, and that makes me really sad because I totally think you can still use your planners if you want to. That's not to say that you should have to feel the pressure to be productive during this time. It is a pandemic after all, but if you're like me and planning is actually like your safe haven and your coping mechanism, keep watching because I have some advice and some tips that you may not have thought of. So I think of planning during quarantine as like three P's. The three P's that I'm going to be focusing on the most are personal development, progress in my goals, and projects. So those three things are kind of where my focus in terms of planning are going to be, and really not as much planning, but the contents of my planners. So, in terms of personal development, what I have recently purchased is the lifestyle designer from EO Edits. How beautiful is this thing? And I don't want to show too much because I just feel like she wants to keep it private. Like you have to purchase it to really see. But for the record, just know that it's this amazing, super thick worksheet filled with prompts and work and like questions and just these different like worksheets to kind of lead you in the direction to kind of reestablish what you want your life to look like, your lifestyle, and different ways to work towards it, like routines, vision boards, and things like that. It's absolutely amazing. And this is one of the ways that I'm going to be working on personal development, but really working on my goals and projects is kind of also working in personal development for me. But for you, that might also just mean like journaling and kind of like reflecting on where your life is and where you want it to be. You don't need to buy anything to do that. I just love the design of this. And I actually printed it in half letters so that it could fit in my, discs. I always move the camera at least once in a video. So sorry. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing in terms of personal development. Actually, for the record, these are the planners I'm using right now. And my discs are kind of on pause right now. And I'll get more into that a little bit later. But for the most part, this planner will be used for these goals and also for my big year-long projects. I have these Sesavi inserts that will go in there very soon. So I guess I might as well talk about the goal progress area again. My major 2020 goals are in here. You guys have seen a million times, but I'm just going to show you again. My goals for the whole year are broken down in here into the different categories and then also set and then mapped out in various inserts. And then I make them smaller and smaller, as in month. And then I'll put like a weekly goal in my weekly planner, and then any sort of next action or goal progress steps will go in a daily page for me. So that's just kind of how I've been planning out my goals, but now is the perfect time because we have nothing but time to work on those goals and to make sure that we conquer the goals that we set in January. Oh my gosh, half the year is almost over. So yeah, definitely utilize this time to conquer those goals that you said you wanted to accomplish in 2020. And I don't want to hear that you don't have enough time anymore because we have nothing but time now. And saying you have nothing but time is really, saying you don't have enough time is saying that you really don't want it. And if you really don't want it, then you can't be upset about where your life is right now. And that's how I see it. But also, now that you're stuck at home, why not take care of those projects that you also said you didn't have enough time for? So again, I have these project inserts and kind of the same concept. I have weekly projects or kind of like shorter term projects in here. One of my projects that I've been working on, by the way, this setup I'm going to be showing you very soon. This is my birthday setup. But one of the areas projects that I've been working on a lot lately is my home section, or really my room makeover project. So I have these inserts in here. I made this on Canva, and what went along with my room makeover was spring cleaning. Still working on that. I am archiving a lot of papers, getting a system for that, cleaning out my closet, working on my capsule wardrobe, replacing a lot of things. So I basically mapped out my whole room makeover project in every step, and I'm working on it on a monthly basis. I'm replacing things. I just bought this desk, which is where we are right now. And even, I think a couple days ago, I got this cool new chair. So I'm so glad that I'm gradually getting the things and replacing the things that I really need to in order to have my ideal dream room at the end of the year. So that's just one example, but I'm sure those of you with houses and things like that have a lot more projects that you could be working on at this time. And speaking of purchases, I know that I've been doing a lot of retail therapy in order to cope. So if you're like me, another thing you might want to focus on in terms of planning and a way to stay engaged in your planner is to finance plan. Got to stay on top of that budget if you're going to be buying a lot of things, ordering a lot of things online, blah, blah, blah. So I'm still pretty actively working in my finance planner. The only difference is I'm no longer needing to track cash purchases. I'm not even using cash at all. I'm just tracking my online spending and trying to stay on top of my budget in terms of that, and also doing a lot of saving for bigger things that I want in the future. Now that we're spending a lot less on eating out and things like that, or activities, away from the home, we can save for bigger things in the future. Because remember, this isn't going to last forever. We will not be on lockdown forever. So maybe now is a great time to save for a vacation or a major purchase. I, for one, am trying to save up for a car. Maybe now's the time to work on those things. So that's another thing that you might want to focus on in terms of planning. Another way I've been coping is, unfortunately, I've been doing a lot of emotional eating. So another thing you might want to do is get on top of your fitness, and you could even create a section or an entire planner for fitness, weight loss, meal prep, things like that. So you could track your meals every day. That's another thing you could do, like on a daily basis. I actually am going to show you some inserts that I'm working with that have that included, because definitely you want to use your planner to stay on top of your emotional, physical, and mental health. If not your schedule, which is pretty light now, I'm assuming, you might want to focus on those things. And that's kind of what I meant by personal development. Actually, last summer, I was working really hard on my personal development. Right after I graduated college, I pretty much was in kind of a lockdown, a self-made lockdown. I had no vehicle to get me places. I had no job for a really long time. So I was kind of stuck at home, and working on myself. And one of the major ways I was able to do that and to grow, I don't think I've can name a better time where I've grown as much as I did during this time. And it was completely because I was doing what's called miracle mornings. And if you haven't heard of that, really quickly, basically supposed to wake up pretty early in the morning, and you do what are called lifesavers. So SAVERS, S, silence, so that's like meditation, A is affirmations, V is visualization, so you're visualizing your goals, E is exercise, very important, R is reading. I would do a lot of self-help books. And then S is scribing, so you're either journaling, or what I would do is plan my day. And because I was on lockdown, I really had not much else to do in my day. I took as much time as I needed to. Sometimes I would even fall asleep while reading and then get back into it when I woke up. But not focusing on the time, focusing on the growth, and really honing in on what I needed each and every day, staying positive and just doing what I needed to do. I would stay near a window, get some, really natural light, and that definitely helped me maintain my emotional and mental health. So speaking of that, I'm trying to get back into that, and I've added some inserts to this A6 that I'm still setting up. I'll, of course, show you the setup when I finish, but actually, backtrack. Another thing, because you're scheduling less, you might want to like downsize in terms of your actual planning inserts. As you may know, I was using this one week on 2 page from 8 Lotus, and I'm realizing that these boxes were all supposed to be for events, and since I have way less events, it's kind of hard to use them and pre-plan. So I've already purchased a week on 1 page from 8 Lotus, and I'm just going to use this one to memory plan. So that's another thing you can do. Memory plan, get creative, pull out those stickers that you haven't been using, and just highlight your day. I'm sure you're spending a lot more time with your family, and you might have some memories that you want to remember when this is all over, and look back on how you spent your days and how you spent time with your family and things like that. So memory keeping and bigger inserts, downsizing in terms of scheduling inserts. So yeah, I've decided to downsize, and I think I'm gonna actually keep all my planning inserts in my A6. There's so much going on here. So yes, I'm downsizing, and I'm actually altering my planner system a little bit too. Again, I always say this, but when your lifestyle changes, do not hesitate or be afraid to alternate your system. What worked for you back then may not work for you now, and that's perfectly okay. You're actually doing yourself a disservice by forcing yourself to maintain a system that worked for you when, let's say, you were going to work every day and now you're working from home. You may decide that I don't need an on-the-go planner anymore. I actually need a desk agenda, something that I can use while I'm working from home. You may be homeschooling or teaching your kids now. So instead of an actual work dedicated planner, you want a homeschool dedicated planner or things like that. So don't be afraid to downsize, to alter your system, or to reassign your planners. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. This is going to be like my daily and my planning planner, and then I think my personal planner will just be like a tracker and an extension planner. And then my discs will hold my goals and projects, and hopefully that will work out for me. And if it doesn't, I can always change it again. No pressure. Take the pressure off of planning during this time. If you don't, you're just going to stress yourself out. You're going to feel guilty about not touching your planner. You're going to abandon your planner, a planner you probably spent a lot of money on, like me. No pressure to use the planner, but don't just give up on it. Maybe try to alternate your system in such a way that you are able to reach for it every single day. And you don't feel like you're forcing yourself to plan. So do less scheduling, more planning projects, personal development, and goals. Getting creative by doing DIYs or decorating your spreads a little bit more than you used to, memory keeping, things like that. So back to this planner, doing my planning inserts in here, and then also working on my strengthening my miracle morning again. So I've added a lot of dailies in here. I have this daily for days where I'm home the entire time, like on the weekends. I don't know why I said it like that. That was weird. So I have those, and then I also recently got the self-care dailies from 8 Lotus. These are printables. And I absolutely love this setup because it has an area to focus on your self-care. It has an area to track meals because, like I said, your girl's been emotional eating like crazy, but she also has plans to lose weight, and I don't know how she thought that was going to work out. So maybe tracking my meals might help, tracking my self-care, a shorter schedule to kind of take the pressure off of like having such a crazy detailed scheduled day. Or really, I think these will work better on days where I'm planning my personal life after my work day. So that's what my plan is for those. And then I also have, I think I showed you guys my study inserts that can easily be used as dailies. Here they are. I have these study sessions, so I can either use this for a whole day of productivity or just like a really long study session. I have those as dailies, and then another new to me insert are these daily reflection inserts from the Salty 22. Absolutely love these. They were very inexpensive, and you actually get every size with each download, so I can easily print this out in personal size or even disc, a half letter disc, or whatever sizes she has, I don't remember. But either way, that's great. Not a lot of shops do that. It's you buy the size, you're stuck with it. If you change sizes, you have to repurchase. So I absolutely love this, and I'm going to be using this at the end of the day to reflect on my day. So I can write down the events of the day, set some reminders for tomorrow, set some positive, write something positive, or maybe my affirmation from my miracle morning could go there, and then kind of summarize the day. And I also like that the weather icon is there, because I've noticed lately my mood has been swinging up and down, and it's been correlated to the weather. So I think that would be kind of cool to track as well. And then, of course, I have the gratitude inserts from 8 Lotus. So that's an important thing to do as well in order to stay positive and to maintain your mental and emotional health. And then another thing I got for my daily kind of check-in in the morning and in the afternoon, like before I go to bed, I recently rediscovered Peanuts Planner Co.'s 30-day journaling challenge. I hope you can see that. But there's 30 of these. It's not actually inserts, it's a booklet. So this is kind of what it would look like. It actually comes in half letter or A6, but I downsized I said A6. It comes in A5, and I downsized it to A6 by printing to 71%. And so I'm just going to trim around it, fold it in half, and then it will fit really, really nicely in this Estelle hybrid planner that has the strings. So I'm really excited to have that in there. So I'm going to be doing lots and lots of journaling and kind of staying in touch with my emotions and my feelings and things like that. So, why did I go back here again? Oh, to show you that I also have been taking my Stalogy in and out of here, since I'll be doing my journaling in that little packet, and that will look like this, but much thicker once I finally cut it. This can just be for like extra notes and my brain dump, or any extra journaling that's unrelated to the prompts that are in there. So my miracle morning's going in there, my planning inserts are going in there, and my journaling and brain dumping are all going to be in my A6. And then my extension planner will just kind of have like my goals, my projects, my health, things like that, like meals and whatever. But I may actually decide to go all in one planner. I don't know. I'm all over the place, and I'm using this time to experiment, just like I'm recommending to you all. So, yeah, I hope that made sense. That's what I'm doing during this time. I'm really excited to stay actively using my planners, because it really just is a safe haven for me. And if I didn't have planning, I don't know what I would be, where I would be in terms of my mental health. I don't know what I would use instead. I know a lot of you guys are playing Animal Crossing, but that's just not something for me. So I do want to make sure I'm still using my planner, even if that means less scheduling of events and appointments and more of journaling or tracking or working on goals and projects and personal development, filling out my worksheets, things like that. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some advice. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. Feel free to share any of your tips that I might not have mentioned. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for a flip through of that blue Kiki K that I have set up. That's my birthday planner, because tomorrow is my birthday. It is May 1st and my birthday is May 2nd. So if you comment happy birthday, I will be greatly flattered, and it'll be much appreciated. I'm rambling now, so I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I love you guys to pieces and bits, and have a great rest of your day.